Good evening, I am Tashan Tyson, in with you via NVG News Package for today, Tuesday 23rd October 2018. In our lead stories, nationally, Ministry of National Security expands its Explorers Youth Clubs program, and St. Kitts and Nevis Customs and Excise celebrates 60 years of service to the Federation. Regionally, Guyana seeks to remove obeah and witchcraft from law books. Internationally, Turkey's Erdogan says Khashoggi murder planned days in advance. And in sports, Curry and Durant lead Warriors past Suns 123-103. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Welcome back. Another national news in detail. The Ministry of National Security, MNS, plans to expand its Explorers Youth Clubs in communities on St. Kitts. More than 350 youths between 3 and 19 years old are now members of 5 Explorers Youth Clubs. A release from the ministry states that within a few weeks, the ministry will launch 2 more programs, one in the village McKnight Boyd's area in West Barstier, and another in the Lodge Atlees area in constituency number 7. The Explorers Youth Club initiative falls under the Ministry of National Security's Social Intervention Program, which is part of its broader crime prevention strategy, geared towards strengthening character and promoting positive behaviors in youth. Clubs are in operation at the Montville, Molyneux, and Phillips Village, St. Paul's, St. Peter's, Shadwell, and Keon Explorers Youth Groups. The expansion of the Explorers program will be facilitated through funds provided by the Government of the Republic of China, Taiwan. 60 years of dedicated service, innovation, and advancement. That is the theme under which the St. Kitts and Nevis Customs and Excise Department is celebrating its 60th anniversary. The week-long observance began on Sunday, 21st October, with a church service at the Charleston Methodist Church and will conclude on Sunday, 28th October 2018, with a fun day at Penny's Beach. As such, the department will be holding a number of activities to commemorate the week, one of which will be the naming of the courier facility located in Charleston at the Daniels Deck Plaza at the bottom of Government Road on Thursday, 25th October at 9 a.m.
That facility would be named after someone who would have contributed immensely to the Customs and Excise Department and, of course, contributing twice to the Division Public and the Federation on a whole.
Assistant Comptroller of the Customs and Excise Department on Nevis, Mr. Roger Fifield. The Assistant Comptroller also urged the general public to take advantage of an open day on Friday, 26th October at the Memorial Square in Charlestown.
This is an opportunity for members of the general public to learn more about the customs, how we operate, and how you ought to operate and conduct yourself at the customs, and of course to give us feedback, because then we cannot do it by ourselves on our own. So we are expecting and we are hoping that this is an avenue that the general public would come and give feedback, and of course all views would be taken on board. At least we would listen to you. We will not be able to implement everything, but of course your views and feedback would help to shape the organization into a better organization.
Assistant Comptroller of the Customs and Excise Department on Nevis, Mr. Roger Fifield. Other activities include the serving of lunch at the Flamboyant Nursing Home here on Nevis, an open day at the Memorial Square in Charlestown, and a grand gala award ceremony at the Marriott's Band Room on St. Kitts. There has been mixed reaction to the recently released public opinion poll conducted here in St. Kitts and Nevis by Caribbean Development Research Services, CADRES. The poll, which was conducted in May and June of this year, indicated that if an election was called at the time, Team Unity would have won a majority with 42% of the total vote, while the Labour NRP would receive 34%. The poll also indicated that the preferred leader at the time was Dr. Timothy Harris, with 37% of those polled, while opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas, the second most popular option, with 31%. Team Unity has welcomed the findings of the poll, while the opposition, St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, has rejected the result, describing it as laughable given its many flaws, arguing that it is unacceptable that a poll conducted almost 6 months ago is only being reported on now. The Labour Party is also questioning the credibility of pollster Peter Wickham. Here is Peter Wickham's response.
We collect information, release the information, and we give it to the client. The client has the option to allow us to release that information or not. In this case, we've been told, albeit belatedly, that we can release the information, and I'm happy to make it available. But my organization is not in the business of selling results. So you can be sure that what you are seeing is a reflection of public opinion. Now, of course, I don't expect that the person who this does not favor may have other ideas. This argument that he who pays the piper calls the tune, it doesn't work for this organization, because I can tell you that there are dozens and dozens of polls that we have done this year even, which have not been published, largely because the client was not happy with the outcome, and as a result they go to the cutting room floor, and that's the way it goes.
Pollster Peter Wickham. Substantial work began on Monday, 22nd October on the Bath Village Road project. The project which is expected to span for a period of 2 months, saw work beginning in the area at the Reliable Motors mini complex. Rahul Pemberton is a director at the Department of Public Works here on Nevis, which is spearheading the project.
We are actually removing some of the property fences that's necessary in order for us to widen the road. After we've removed the fence, we're going to replace them just about 3 feet from the original position, just to ensure that we have enough road width plus some sidewalk for pedestrians to travel there safely. We are also going to be doing some upgrades to the drainage system there shortly, and then we're going to complete with ripping of the road base, putting down some material, and then the paving. We also going to be doing some civil work, that's excavation from the roundabout down to Blackheads area there. That should start, if not later this week or early next week.
The project began on Monday 15th, 2018, with preliminary work being done in preparation for the groundbreaking.
We had some cleaning to do. We have a few driveways over new drain that's there. We had to do some repairs to those. There was some structural damage to the drain foundation, so we decided to undertake that within that period of time.
Director of the Department of Public Works, Rahul Pemberton. This first phase of the project will see the upgrading of the road up to Black Hats Place and the improvement of the drainage system in that area. Postal employees in St. Kitts and Nevis are participating in a 2-week workshop that will familiarize them with the International Postal Systems IPS Post software, which is the latest global mail management system. Acting Postmaster General Dario Gill, while welcoming participants to the workshop, noted that the software is an upgrade to the current version, IPS Lite, being used locally, and it has enhanced features that will enable users to have a comprehensive view of mail movement from origin to destination, including transit, offices of exchange, international couriers, and handling throughout customs. Minister with responsibility for Post, the Honorable Ian Patches-Liburd, while addressing the employees, spoke of his expectations as it related to the training.
The expected outcome of this training must be that you are better able to cope with the advances in technology. You're better able to deal with the competition, because you can't operate in a vacuum. You must understand what's happening around you. And this training can only help you to push the postal system in conformity with what the Universal Postal Union is advocating.
The training, which began on October 22nd and runs until November 2nd, 2018 at the National ICT Center, is part of a month-long series of activities being held in commemoration of World Post Day, observed internationally on October 9th. The IPS Post software will go live a few days after the training is complete, and will bring the Federation further in line with guidelines set out by the Universal Postal Union, UPU. The Pink Lily organization held its annual Walk for the Cure event on Saturday, 20th October 2018. Coordinator of Pink Lily, Tracy Paris, in speaking to the VON Newsline, indicated that they have seen an increase in the number of individuals contributing to the cause.
I think we had an increase this year. It was a slightly smaller crowd last year, because like I said, we do have a lot of people registered, but then the walk-in participation was a little lower last year. Approximately 350 to 360 actually registered. We had about 300, just over 300 actually walked, but we did actually have more people register. Being how last year went and we had stock left over, that's why we have to look year to year in terms of how much we're going to order, what sizes we're going to order. Last year we had a load of bigger sizes left, so we ordered less of the bigger sizes, but this year now people wanted bigger sizes, so we had more of the smaller sizes, but eventually we had a complete sellout. But I just always hope year to year that we get more participation. It's great when people purchase because they're still supporting the cause. I love to see the walkers in abundance walking for the cause. That's what I love to see at the end of it.
Founder of the organization, Mrs. Lee Paris Cambridge, who is based in Slough, Berkshire, UK, called into the VON Newsline on Saturday, 20th October, following the walk, and thanked all who participated and contributed to the walk.
Thank all of our sponsors for all of their support, all of the walkers who are just coming out year after year to support the cause, and this is where we're all working together to make a difference. And VON Radio has been so instrumental in that, and I just have to say a massive thank you for always working with us so that we can beat cancer together.
Founder of Pink Lily, Lee Paris Cambridge. The organization was founded in 2008 and started out as an organization fighting against breast cancer, but has since been rebranded to Fight All Cancers. The walk is part of activities in the observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is celebrated throughout the month of October. The theme for the month is Celebrate Life. Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris reached out to Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Monday, October 22nd, to express solidarity with his country, government, and people. This comes following unprecedented levels of rainfall over the weekend, which resulted in devastating widespread flooding and landslides. SKN's PM stated, and I quote, "The government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis stand with the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago. We thank God that there has been no fatalities, serious injuries, or missing persons reported at this time," end quote. Prime Minister Harris went on to note that he and his government were also heartened to hear Prime Minister Rowley say that his government is able to cope with the situation at this specific time. PM Harris added that Prime Minister Rowley, his government, and people have our full assurance that we will support them in any way we can. The passage of the Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ, over Trinidad and Tobago reportedly brought on about a month's worth of rain over the course of 3 days, leaving more than 100,000 people in the country affected by flooding. And finally, Governor General Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton has returned to the Federation after an official visit to the Republic of China, Taiwan. Seaton traveled there on Monday, October 8th, to participate in that country's National Day celebrations, which was held on Wednesday, October 10th. According to a statement from the Governor General's office, the visit came at the invitation of the Taiwanese government and was designed to further deepen the excellent and long-standing relationship between the two countries. During his visit, Governor General Seaton also held talks with the Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen. While overseas, the duties of Governor General were accorded to Michael Morton, who served as the Governor General's deputy. St. Kitts and Nevis and Taiwan established diplomatic ties in 1983 when the Twin Island state moved to secure its independence. That's our national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com, or you can check us out on our social media page on Facebook at Von Radio and our Von Radio YouTube channel. News from across the region is next.
Home. It means something different to everyone. It's a place you love, a place as unique as you are, a place where you can be yourselves, a place for life's big surprises, and not to mention the small ones. Moments to cherish and moments that last a lifetime. It's a place for nurture and a place where you can grow together. It's home. So whether you're building, purchasing, or renovating, the Bank of Nevis is here to open the door, giving you the confidence to dream and the help you need to get there with a mortgage loan from the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Welcome back, and now the regional news in detail. Out of Guyana. Guyanese nationals may soon be free to practice obeah and witchcraft. This as the government seeks to rid the nation's law books of colonial-era laws. In a statement, Minister of Legal Affairs Basil Williams said that on Monday, October 8th, he and his team met with consultant Peter Perglove, SC, who is contracted under the Support for the Criminal Justice System Program, SCJS, to review the existing legislation and propose recommendations of amendments for Summary Jurisdiction Offences Act, Chapter 8.02. He said that it is envisaged that these proposed amendments will include the decriminalization of some current offenses, particularly those of a minor and non-violent nature. He was also quoted as saying, offenses concerning roguery and vagabondage, vagrancy, obeah, and witchcraft are now decriminalized, in whole or in part, in many jurisdictions. The Attorney General highlighted that a prison sentence is usually an inappropriate sanction, especially for non-violent, minor offenses, and various alternatives have been implemented in other jurisdictions, such as bail. Obeah is a kind of sorcery, a black magic practice, especially in the Caribbean, and witchcraft is a practice of black magic, which involves the use of spells and the invocation of spirits. Out of Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago legendary calypsonian Winston Bailey, who was due to receive an honorary doctorate from the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies, UWI, this weekend, died this morning. Relatives confirmed that Bailey, better known as the Mighty Shadow, died at hospital following a stroke over the last weekend. He was among 5 people, including former West Indian international cricketer Shivnarine Chandapal, who were to receive honorary degrees from the university. Both Bailey and Chandapal were to be conferred with an honorary Doctor of Letters and an honorary Doctor of Laws, respectively, at the UWI's 2018 graduation ceremonies on October 25th. Bailey, a former Calypso monarch and road march winner, celebrated his 77th birthday on October 4th. Bailey was also the second person to win both the International Soca Monarch and the Trinidad Road March competition simultaneously, a feat he accomplished in 2001 with his song Stranger. He won the Calypso Monarch in 2000 with What's Wrong With Me and Scratch Me Back. He was awarded the Trinidad and Tobago Hummingbird Medal in 2003. And finally, out of St. Vincent. An opposition lawmaker is claiming that Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is afraid to be succeeded in office by someone who might investigate his tenure. New Democratic Party NDP Senator Kay Bacchus-Baptiste told her party's town hall meeting in New York last weekend that even the Prime Minister is gripped by the fear that, she says, pervades St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The senator said that 3 government parliamentarians had told her that they wanted to leave Gonzalez Unity Labour Party administration, but were afraid to do so. Bacchus-Baptiste said that persons in SVG, and even in the diaspora are being affected by phobophobia or fear of fear. According to the senator, he wants to go home, but he is afraid to go because he is afraid of his own history and his own record, and if he doesn't set up a puppet to take over from him, then he would be investigated. According to local media reports, PM Gonzalez recently hinted that he would seek another term as Prime Minister, which is contrary to previous statements. Senator Bacchus-Baptiste is the NDP's proposed candidate for West St. George in the next general elections, constitutionally due in March 2021. That's it for regional stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has told MPs from his ruling party that the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi was planned days in advance. He said Turkey had strong evidence Khashoggi was killed in a premeditated and savage murder at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd. The Saudi kingdom has provided conflicting accounts of what happened to the Washington Post contributor. After weeks of maintaining he was still alive, the authorities now say the 59-year-old was killed in a rogue operation. Here is the Turkish president.
The information and the evidence that we have so far collected indicate that Jamal Khashoggi was slain in a vicious, violent murder. Whitewashing such barbarity will, of course, injure and wound the conscience of all humanity.
United Nations Refugee Agency says it is sending staff to southern Mexico to try to stabilize the situation as a caravan of over 7,000 migrants from Central America passes through the area on its way to the U.S. border. Here is more in this report.
The UN Refugee Agency is sending teams to Mexico's border with Guatemala to try to ensure that anyone genuinely fleeing persecution has their claim for asylum heard fairly. The UN also wants to provide humanitarian support. Many of those in the caravan need shelter. Some, such as women and children traveling alone, are especially vulnerable and need protection. But above all, the Refugee Agency says among the thousands of people now gathering at the border, some are in real danger.
And finally, a man accused of groping a woman on an aircraft has told U.S. police that President Donald Trump had said it was okay to grab women. The man was charged in New Mexico with abusive sexual contact after he allegedly touched the breast of a passenger sitting in front of him. The woman was helped by aircraft staff to find a different seat, and the man was arrested on arrival in Albuquerque. According to the criminal complaint released by the district court in Albuquerque, the accused told police that the President of the United States says it's okay to grab women. The accused will remain in custody pending a preliminary hearing, the court said. Mr. Trump was once recorded boasting about grabbing women by the genitals. That brings us to the end of our news segments. The latest in sports is next.
Hello? Joan, did you remember that pink is in at TDC Home and Building Depots?
It's that time again? It sure is. This October, they have up to 75% off in their pink ribbon clearance sale. And don't forget, every October, TDC Home and Building Depots have free breast screenings every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you can also support their Cook for the Cure barbecue events while you're there, you know. Plus, they have Pinktober specials all month long, so we can shop early and save.
So this October, think pink, think TDC Home and Building Depots?
That's right. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
Welcome back on Other Sports in Detail. In basketball, last night, October 22nd, Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors defeated the Phoenix Suns 123-103 as the 2018-2019 NBA season continues. Curry scored 15 of his 29 points in the third quarter and also had 8 assists, leading the Warriors past the Suns. Kevin Durant scored 22 points and Draymond Green dished out 8 of 35 assists for the two-time defending NBA champions. Kerr had been disappointed in his team's passing, rushed shots, and ball movement so far. However, Kerr is pleased with the progress as the Warriors shot 51.1% in the second of a back-to-back following a 2-point loss at Denver on Sunday, which came after a 1-point win Friday at Utah. The Warriors won a 16th straight against Phoenix, their longest unbeaten run against a team in franchise history. The next games will see the Phoenix Suns versus the LA Lakers and the Golden State Warriors versus the Washington Wizards on Wednesday evening. Meantime, LeBron James missed a late free throw and a last-second jump shot in overtime against the San Antonio Spurs on Monday night, as he continues to wait for his first NBA win with his new team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Spurs defeated the Lakers 143-142. The Lakers have lost their first 3 games of the regular season. Local sports. The Immaculate Conception Catholic School, ICCS, went up against the Nevis International Secondary School as the Private High Schools League continued on Saturday, 20th October. The match-up took place at the Villa Grounds in Charlestown. When the final whistle was blown, the ICCS team had taken a decisive lead to win the game 5-3. The next match will be held on Saturday, 3rd November at the Villa Grounds. That's it for sports. The general weather forecast is next. Welcome back. Another local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be mostly fair. Weather tomorrow will be sunny to partly sunny with a 20% or slight chance of a coastal afternoon shower. Winds are east to northeasterly at average speeds between 7 to 15 kilometers per hour or 4 to 8 knots, becoming variable or calm overnight. Seas are slight to moderate with significant wave heights less than 1.5 meters or 5 feet. Seas are generally safe for marine operators. Sunrise tomorrow would be at 6:06 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the major news package for today, Tuesday, 23rd October 2018. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, Ministry of National Security expands its Explorers Youth Clubs program, and St. Kitts and Nevis Customs and Excise Department celebrates 60 years of service to the Federation. Regionally, Guyana seeks to remove obeah and witchcraft from law books. Internationally, Turkey's Erdogan says Khashoggi murder planned days in advance. And in sports, Curry and Durant lead Warriors past Suns 123-103. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashan Tyson, wishing you a pleasant evening.